The podcast you are about to listen to contains at least one of the following: strong language, disturbing topics, abusive opinions, generally things that aren't appropriate for little kids or overly sensitive people. So, if any of that stuff's going to get your nose out of joint, this is your chance to turn it off.
Feelings don't matter, so brace yourself tight. He'll lay it down heavy, he'll light up the night. No sugar-coated tales, just cold hard facts. In the realm of opinions, there's no turning back. Listen closer, just walk away. But Aaron had to say it, come what may. Here comes Aaron with the truth untold. No holding back, watch the truth unfold. On the podcast, airways feel the righteous sting. You either take it in or let the silence ring.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of I Had to Say It. So we're going to start off as we do by saying to Iceman, Jason, Miss Aaron, Mike, Tabby, Javier, Fitz, McShane, Al Heve, El Devlin, El Morte, the guys at the Weathered Report, to Billy G, and to Walt from the B-Raw podcast. Thank you for your continued support. It means a lot to me. I really do appreciate you guys being there for me, and just you guys are great. I just want you to know that. So anyway, another week on the books, another day closer to the end of the year, another spin around the globe, I guess. And ultimately, a lot of things are still going on. You know, the tolerant left is once again espousing all their hypocritical horse shit. They have captured a guy who was the suspect in the shooting of the CEO of United Healthcare. And it honestly, you know, the same people who were calling Daniel Penny a murderer for defending a bunch of people from a drug-addicted psychotic asshole on a train are, you know, lauding this privileged Ivy League white kid who went up and popped some fucking CEO in the back of the head because he was upset about a surgery, according to the conveniently seized manifesto that was on his person when he was arrested. There's a lot about the story I don't necessarily believe. I think it kind of stinks on ice because, you know, this guy is supposedly an Ivy League educated individual. He had a letter written up that said, "Don't bother looking for accomplices. I acted on my own. I did this because I got a botched surgery on my back and I'm in pain. Woo, woo, woo. This guy denied my claim. CEOs are evil, blah, blah, blah." And just all this, you know, commie rhetoric horse shit. But why would you get caught with the murder weapon on your person if you were a fugitive after doing something like that? The way they identify him as saying his eyebrows matched the eyebrows from the shooter in the picture, which, again, when I looked at the pictures, they didn't look like they lined up, but whatever. But the thing I really focus on about that is, like I said, the sheer utter hypocrisy. The people who are calling a man who acted in defense of the people around him a murderer because he happened to be white and the guy he restrained happened to be black, and again, was restrained with the assistance of another black person, was a witness, was a black woman on the train who testified that he saved them, testified on his behalf, and yet still the media and the leftist assholes and politicians and all these other fuckwads still want to try and act like he was the bad guy for doing something to aid public people from a literal menace. So these aren't serious people. They're not to be taken seriously. We need to stop coddling them and just point out what fucking retards they are and make sure that we tell them they're fucking retards, because obviously they don't understand that they're fucking retarded. And like I said, they're celebrating some guy that went up and assassinated a CEO because, oh, that's justified. And then they're putting out hit lists of other corporate CEOs that they think need to be taken down. In New York, they're putting up wanted posters of different CEOs with their personal contact information on them. There's some asshole talking about doing one of the 52 deck of card, you know, hit lists for American business CEOs who make profits at the expense of the people. And, you know, just all this just retarded commie horse shit fucking rhetoric coming out of these mouth-breathing morons. And it enervates me. It irritates me. It makes me wish these people had all been fucking blowjobs. But they haven't. They're here. They're, you know, overbaked cream pies there around. Fuck them. I hate them all. I really do. I'm not in a good mood, I guess. My back hurts. I'm sour. I'm in a very foul mood. So I'm going to be all extra cranky about this and focus on what a bunch of fucking hypocritical retards these assholes are. And I've been wanting to get away from, having political leanings to everything I say, but recently, and I'm sure, like I said, once the hardcore woke right ultra Christian motherfuckers who want to make every single thing about oh my god, it's all against the whiteys and it's all against the Christians and it's all against the fucking WASP motherfuckers and we're the most shit upon people. I mean, no. You're just as bad. You're just a different flavor of bad as the other motherfucker. So but I digress. That's not the point. And one of the things I was really thinking about is I've been seeing a lot of videos popping up in my various social media feeds because, like much of this country, I no longer go to like the news for my news. I go to X mostly. And contrary to what every whining, bitching, puling, bleeding heart leftist fuckstain wants to say, it's really pretty balanced. It's what you see is a direct result of your algorithms, and when you're so used to having everything lean your way that neutrality looks like fucking bias to the other direction to you, you're really out of touch with your reality. You're not grounded in any kind of rational way of looking at things because you're generally a smooth-brained, spoiled fuckwit who's used to being told they're right, everyone else is wrong, they're good enough, they're smart enough, they're pretty enough, and everything they do is valid because they want it to be, because otherwise the world wouldn't be a fair place. So to those, yammering fuckwads, I have nothing but contempt for you, and I really hope you all just have bad lives. I hope you stub your toes on your fucking, IKEA furniture as you're on your way to your fucking shitty barista job that you're going to complain doesn't allow you to live the lifestyle you deserve, but you're not actually going to go out and improve yourself or get any, anything warranting a better career. You're just going to bitch that it's not fair that you can't live the life you want on your part-time coffee fucking jockey salary. So you can, again, suck my taint. I hate you all. I hope bad things happen to you. I hope you get audited because, you're a big fan of the government taking other people's money to distribute it to the worthless fucks like yourself. I hope they figure out that you're not reporting all your fucking little shitty barista tips and you get fucking put under the jail, because that's realistically what you want. You want the IRS going after people like you, because the IRS doesn't go after the great big evil bad billionaires because that's who they fucking work for, you smooth-brained fucks. But anyway, speaking of the smooth-brained fucks with no grounding in reality, like I was starting to say, one of the things I noticed as I was going through my social media feeds these last couple of weeks has been there's this trend, and I don't know, like, again, I don't know how much of the stuff I see is biased based on my algorithms, but I see a lot of media from leftist accounts still to this day. And it's probably the algorithm showing them to me because I tend to interact more with those because I call them fucking retards on their posts. But then again, it could also be there's still more of them than there are of the right-leaning stuff I tend to prefer. And frankly, I'm still at a point where in my own, self-image, I find a hard time believing that I'm saying I prefer the more right-leaning media. It's just I, too, have seen the window shift, and now the things that I still believe, which I honestly think are still more of a centrist, more balanced way of looking at life, are considered right-leaning, and I find myself falling into the trap of saying that shit. But even though I don't really think it's actually true, but again, I digress. But the thing I'm thinking about this week is I've been seeing a lot of videos from multiple young women, youngish, I don't know, late 20s, early 30s, give or take, the Gen Z motherfuckers. And their latest approach, and now these are the ones that were filming videos of themselves having meltdowns and weeping uncontrollably and shaving their heads and promising they're going to be going on the 4B strike and no more sex because we ain't fucking you guys because you voted for Trump, and since we can't have abortions on demand, which honestly is bullshit, there's really not a single state that where it's just like, no, if you get caught getting an abortion, you're going to prison. It doesn't happen. I mean, there are exceptions for medical necessity in literally every state in the country. There are exceptions for, cases of rape and incest and things like that. Literally every state in the country. But, the media doesn't spin that. The narrative, it doesn't fit what they want. And so they don't have anything to scream and cry about. And the same women that were saying they were no longer having sex with men because of the failures of the left to overcome the evil, dirty, Nazi bastard Trumpists, is they went from saying, okay, we're not fucking anybody, to, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go out and find all your conservative husbands, and we're going to fuck them, and we're going to get pregnant. Since we can't have abortions, you're going to be, paying child support to raise my baby I got by fucking your man. Ooh. And it's like all these, mid-tier bitches who seem to think they're just going to go out and wreck homes because, and again, this kind of goes back to things I keep saying about literally every attempt to insult or threaten coming out of these like left-wing nut jobs who think they're so liberal and so open and so progressive, but at the same time they have this archaic school of thought where it's like, this hurts my feelings, so I'm going to apply it to you and you'll feel bad about yourself. And this is a threat to my way of life, so if I say it to you, you're going to take it personally. And it goes back to the whole, when all these young women are saying, well, we're not having sex before marriage and we're not, going to go out and randomly hook up with fucking lacrosse teams and all the other horse shit that they're on. And then they don't realize that's exactly what the conservative right-leaning individuals want. You don't need to be going out and getting abortions if you're not randomly, irresponsibly fucking people. Go figure. What a shock. And the same people who are incapable of processing the fact that it's not a threat, it's absolutely fine by the people you're attempting to use this as some sort of leverage against, also seem to think that they have the capacity to go in and break up marriages of people whose values don't necessarily hinge around just random, irresponsible, consequence-free, guilt-free fucking at the drop of a hat because that's what they want. And like I said, the thing that really gets me is most of these women that are posting these videos, and granted, I may be a little bit older, I may have a slightly different view on things, I may have a different way of looking at life, but I'm not dead. I have a pretty decent figure. I know what I like. I know what does it for me, and none of these bitches are that attractive where they're going to go out there breaking up foundationally sound homes based on traditional values and traditional beliefs, where they're going to go out there and be able to get pregnant. And the delusion these fucking broads have, where they just think that, just because they're going to go out there and they're going to decide they're going to fuck a man, that man's going to automatically fuck them. Well, again, when you're used to, getting your back blown up by a fucking lacrosse team on a Saturday night because that's what you do for funsies, because yay my empowerment, or whatever other fucking way you justify, just wanting to be fucking stretched out like a fucking Thanksgiving turkey. And again, I'm not trying to slut shame. I'm not trying to do any of the other retarded shit that people seem to think. If that's what you're into, fine, rock and roll. You do you, boo-boo. I don't fucking care. As long as you're an adult and you're doing stuff consensually with other consenting adults, I don't give a nickel-plated fuck what you do with your body, your time, your beliefs, your whatever. It's your life. Live it how you want. I don't fucking care. But, and that's the big but, the caveat that comes to that is when you try and act like it's some moral high ground, or it's some approach to like, well, these are the values I hold, but since that's the way I hold them and I'm going to apply them in my terms and my worldview on the world, and I'm going to use this not as something that I'm doing for me, but I'm doing it against you, that's where my tolerance kind of goes right out the shithole. And when you're trying to act like you're some sort of morally superior individual, or you're doing it to be some sort of, he's better than or over someone, or just kind of, I think I'm elite. I think my snatch makes me worth everything on the planet. And I don't mean to be dumping on women. I'm sure there are men out there who think their dick is God's gift to women, or God's gift to men, or whatever fucking way you're swinging. I don't care. I mean, as long as you're not banging little kids or livestock, it's really, I don't fucking care what other people do in the bedroom, in the living room, on the kitchen counter. Well, actually, no, don't fuck on the kitchen counter, because, that people eat off that. Keep your kernel, or if you're gonna fuck in the kitchen, at least clean and sanitize when you're done. That's just my career speaking up here. I'm one of those firm believers. You can't eat at everybody's house. It's the truth. But I digress. Back to the point. So we've got these definite like mid-tier broads out here making videos, trying to threaten that they're going to break up, right-wing marriages, right-wing homes by fucking right-wing men to get pregnant and then keeping the baby because they can't have an abortion, and then they're going to have to get, partial custody and child support and blah, 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 and the kid's going to be coming by the house on the weekends, and you better get used to having this little bastard in your fucking family photos. And it's like, how fucking out of touch with reality are you that you think you can just go fuck any random guy you want? Like, I'm going to pick that guy and I'm going to fuck him because he looks like a conservative right-wing Trump voter. And like, no, dumb skank, it doesn't work that way. The people who have values that go directly into contradiction of what you're running your fucking yap about really aren't going to be the ones that are like, oh yeah, sure, let me come over here and bang this random fucking lefty nutball who's going to deliberately get pregnant and then force me to pay child support on the baby. Well, yeah, and somebody needs to explain to this dumb bitch, she's going to still have to raise the kid, That's the thing I get. They have all these delusional, like, oh, well, I'm going to do this, and it's all fucking nonsense. It's all hot air. It's all vapid, empty fucking bullshit. It's performative fucking nonsense. It's one of the downsides of social media. I'm a big fan of the decentralization of the media narrative. I'm a big fan of having multiple independent sources for information. But the blowback effect, the side effect of this is we have an entire generation of dumb fucks who think that, the internet is real life. Social media is the important thing. People's perceptions of you are the only thing that really fucking matters. So they go out and they say just this utterly retarded horse shit. They make a lot of big, bold, empty statements, and that's what you get. And again, that comes back to the whole redundant, I keep coming back to this whole, people don't have any kind of foundational core, so they don't have any sense of self-worth, so they need external validation instead of internal validation. And we really can't fix that just by telling people that they're fucking retards. I hate to say it, this might be a lost generation. We may have to just focus more on the upcoming kids and teach them better, raise them better, teach them how to be strong, solid individuals. And, realistically, that's kind of all I got this week. It's been a long week. I had a lot going on, took a lot out of me. And, here I sit. So I guess for now, we're just going to say that's what I had to say. Thanks for listening to another episode, guys. If you liked what you heard, leave a comment, leave a review, leave a rating. Go to ihadtosayitpodcast.com, sign up for the mailing list, interact with the show. Click the links, sign up for the Patreon, join the Discord. Come and interact, be a part of the show. Buy the merch, support your favorite creator, or support me. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. Till next time.